So I wanted to go over this tweet. This is the entirety of the picture I have, but it's real. She writes for the Huffington Post. What is her? Kimberly? Where's the EL? Yeah, Kimberly. Kimberly Johnson. She writes for the Huffington Post, like I said, and it's an example of. See, you'll see a picture of her. Yeah, that's her. And this is an example of the sort of plantation thinking that the liberal left has. So, like, if you watch my previous video, I'm a libertarian. So I don't care if you vote. I really don't care if you vote Democrat or Republican, or Libertarian or whatever. But it is just so morally repugnant. These people, like, I know the right has their own things too, but an affluent black man driving a BMW with 2 bumper stickers, an NRA sticker, and a Tea Party sticker. Right, don't tread on me. Why would that leave you very confused? These aren't racist things. The NRA isn't a racist group, and the Tea Party isn't a racist group. What in the world? It is so bizarre. And then she backtracks. I deleted it because people were putting words in my mouth and changing my original intent. Well, what is your intent? What, you're just pondering why somebody would vote? Or why somebody would have those bumper stickers? Well, because they're black. I mean, if you just said I was out on the road and I saw a dude with 2 bumper stickers, well, that's not a story. Why would that leave you very confused? There are plenty of people with NRA and Tea Party stickers. But the thing that's confusing you is that they're black. Because you feel that, the NRA and the Tea Party don't look out for them, for whatever reason. So racist. Just this racist assumption. And the other idea is they can't be racist, too. Everything they say is just peachy keen and fine. Yeah, and this guy's got the... Oh, but I would highly recommend this, Thomas Sowell and Rubin Report. That's a very good video. They have a good talk. Very good talk. It blows my mind. Like, I know these time differences are weird, there's different time zones for the pictures. How? Why? Why would anybody actually think this, The only thing I can think of is that they've got the plantation mindset going on, where black people have to vote a certain way. Otherwise, it's so confused, because otherwise they're voting outside of their interests. But they're not. They wouldn't be, though. I mean, if they care about, jobs, or if they care about the status of single parents in their communities, and the effects it has on their children, as I've pointed out in my previous video, it's just this... They're racists. And, people keep on voting for them because they've been fed this lie that they're not racist, that they're looking out for you. When all they're doing is using you for votes and then ignoring you for 4 years, or 2 years, and using you for votes again and ignoring you. That's why the DNC, Perez quote. Yeah, it's everywhere. Like, and then, look at what she's for, right? And, let's just do platform. Platform, man, let's see if this is... Like, alright, a federal jobs guarantee. I guess that's okay if you want a job, but... What does it mean? It's all single pair. This is not what did I click on Medicare? I don't think I did. Federal jobs guarantee, right? Federal jobs guarantee. Ah, here it is, okay. A $15 minimum wage pegged to inflation. Full health care and child and sick leave. I don't... I think I'm tired. Okay. So you get $15 minimum wage, full health care, and child and sick. Oh, I get it. Okay. Okay, but how do you pay for it? And that's the other thing. How do you pay for this? You just repeated the same thing. Both these paragraphs just say the same thing. Okay, how? If you're making the minimum wage $15 an hour, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's make it paint up. Okay. Oops. 1 second. Let me get paint up. Plus. I don't know how to do this. Same thing as last time. Damn it. Window capture maybe for paint? Yeah. Alright, here we go. Okay. Bring this out some. Alright. So let's say that your minimum wage is here. Oops. Let's do a little graphy graph, right? This is your minimum wage, right? Boop, right there. Alright. And let's say we're gonna do like a couple of, and then let's say that your average though employee pays right here, right? Let's say it's $10. I don't know what it is. Let's just assume that this is minimum and this is average. Okay. So everybody that's above, let's say this is 7, 10. Then we're just going to do a nice little 15 right here just to make it simple, right? Or, you know, let's actually just do this. Let's make this a 5. Let's just say minimum wage is 5 and the average is 10. We got 15 here, right? If you move this up to here, right? If you move the minimum up to 15, okay? Right, so this is the minimum. So your average is only going to be slightly higher, right? Because there's fewer and fewer people. Like it might be at like 17 or whatever. But here's the thing, the prices of everything will go up as a result. So like, okay, now I have to pay this person 3 times as much. Really, it's double about. And it depends on where you live too. I have to pay this person more to get to here, right? So that means when I sell a fucking candy bar that costs 99 cents, right? I'm going to have to increase the amount of money that that candy bar costs. Now, it's not going to cost 3 times as more, but some things are going to cost a lot more. So, for example, any sort of agricultural thing, beans and rice and potatoes and the fundamental milk is going to fucking skyrocket. Because every time there's a person involved with anything, the price of that good is going to go up. Rent would go up. Everything goes up. Like, let me do this. So, okay, let's just do effects of price. Inflation and minimum wage. Watch. This is very simple. Right. Yes, we're falling behind, but that has nothing to do with anything, right? Like, it's, you raise the minimum wage, and the value of everything goes down, right? As you can see. And there is a happy medium, right? There's a happy medium. This is also a pretty standard stock graph. Like, that's a bubble graph. But I digress. You know, there is a happy medium here. And you also have to consider, too, that as you increase the minimum wage, right, that fewer and fewer people are going to have jobs. And the reason for that is because there are a lot of charity jobs. So, for example, Walmart. All those cashier jobs are charity jobs, right? Like, Walmart cashier jobs going away, right? This is called charity. right? Oh, like, say, if there are jobs that don't exist anymore. Like when back 30 years ago, you used to go to the movies, you used to have a dude that would walk you to your seat, shine a light to where you wanted to go. You don't have that anymore. You just go and do it yourself. And that would be paid very little money compared to everybody else, Inversely, when you have tax cuts, look what Costco does. They raise their very minimum wage from $13 to $14. And this is compared to Walmart minimum wage. See? And they're even raising it to $11 an hour after, which was what? $9, right? Like, everybody's doing it without having to force anything. Of course, what they're not saying is that, oh, they're getting rid of cashiers here, but Costco's not. And why is that? You don't need this. Glass-Steagall, no. Free, yeah, that's free healthcare. Solidarity, that's a platform position. Jesus Christ. Clean campaign finance. This is just like, this is what they want. Housing as a human right. That's good, I guess. But how are they going to do it again? Why is it just... As every developed nation has universal health care. That's not true. She's the only candidate that doesn't accept money from pharmaceutical lobbyists. I bet you that's not true either, but I can't prove it. God, why does her website suck? I did click on that, right? I did click on this. There we go. Okay. Housing as a human right. Okay, yeah, leading luxury rezonings, push out small business. Alright, so let's talk about this for a second. I talked about it briefly before. She says she's from the Bronx, which, if you guys don't know, is rather poor. She's from the 19th richest district, or just county, in the United States. Top 50 money stored, or something like that. She's like, they're like ranked 46 for total amount of money they have like free on hand. That's where she grew up. She spent 5 years in the Bronx, and her family bought a house in one of the richest places in the United States. Then she acts as a bartender, or she gets a job as a bartender, and let's do this. Casio tips. Bar tips. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Oh, of course, the website's. You're gonna be hard pressed to find this on like MSNBC or something, but yeah, here's the Daily Wire, but it's an ex-co-worker. During busy Cinco de Mayo, allegedly did something shady. So we got the tips. At the end of the night, when it came time to split the $560 of tips she had gotten at the bar, she gave the waitress only $50. After waitress complained to her, the manager, her take was doubled to $100. Like, that's the sort of thing that she's... Now, granted, it's just one thing, but at the same time, like, she's talking about, like, fairness, and she's in poverty and all that stuff. She's just full of shit. Just full of shit. Like, higher education, trade school for all. Okay, that's cool. How are you going to pay for it? Yeah, that's true. It was. But what changed? What changed here? Oh, yeah. Student loans changed dramatically in the 80s. Created a system where universities get more and more money. Books cost more because they know they can get more out of the student loan system. It's government. How are you gonna make public colleges tuition free? All that does is make public colleges the new high school. It devalues everything, and that's the other thing too. You know, going back to the paint thing, right? All this does is just devalues. Like, you're not actually raising anything. All these people here, right? From here to here, right? Let's make a different color. All of these folks, right? All of these folks get an increase in value from where they were. But really, it's just these folks. The people that are at the minimum wage. They get put to here. The folks that are right here, they have a right? Like, these guys get put here. And they have a slight increase in value. But everybody else that's in this range right here, they now have a decreased value. The people that were making $15 an hour back when, say, minimum wage was $5 an hour, that's 3 times as much. Now, they're not going to be making 3 times as much. They're not going to be making 45 bucks an hour. That's not happening. Let's be realistic here. You know, they're going to be making about the same amount. But why would anybody work that? Or maybe they'd be making 20 bucks an hour. But it's not the same difference. And that's part of the thing. Because people can't afford that. And you can print more money, sure. But all that does is just make inflation happen. It doesn't solve anything. You know, there's supposed to be only a finite number of fiat in existence. And that's what gives it value. And just by giving people more fiat, it doesn't change anything. It's the exact same thing. It's a scam. There's a happy balance. But the minimum wage, the happy balance for minimum wage is like way the fuck down here at like $3-4 bucks. You know? This is the minimum. That's the sweet spot, way down here at like $3 bucks. Let's, you know, $3 bucks. That's the so ugly. That's the sweet spot. That way, you don't have to give charity. You know, anybody can work, and the value of things goes up. As in, like, the value of the dollar, the purchasing power of this dollar is way higher than if minimum wage is fucking $15. You just follow like here. Let's do this. This is the last little thing I'll do. Switch it back over. Okay. Purchasing power of the dollar graph. Here we go. As you can see, the purchasing power of the US dollar has gone down dramatically. And you can Investopedia is a great site, by the way. I highly recommend it if you're into marketing stuff. Like, as in not like not like advertising, but like markets. Yep. So here's the purchasing power, and then here's minimum wage over time graph. Look at this. Since 1938, we can just go back and forth between these two. So 1938, about, let's just say here, right? Right here, boom. Okay, and what happens? Minimum wage goes up. And this is another thing, nominal and real. But this is minimum wage right here. And this is its juxtaposed real value, right? And what's happened? Oh, the purchasing value of the dollar has gone down. Of course, it only goes up to 2010, so, you know what, here? In this range? So, this graph only goes to here, but way down from where it started in 38, where this graph starts, 38. Let's just say 40 to make it easy to see. Boop, right here. It has like, it's like over 100% down. Not 100% down, but like over 90% down. That's dramatic. You know, let's do a percent difference. Is this a good one? Okay, let's say 60 to 4. Oh, I was wrong. 175% difference. So, yeah, that's get an idea. You know, and how many? If this was a market, if I was buying something, I do trade stuff. I would be buying this because it's so low, right? You buy when it's low and you sell when it gets high. But the difference is, this isn't a market. This is just the purchasing power of the dollar. You know, it's so dramatically low, and it's an inverse correlation. You know. And this real value is gonna continue to go down too. I mean, it's kind of gone up and down. Like I said, there is a sweet spot. If you notice, it's about $2. You can even argue 3. But as the value of this goes up, still like the minimum wage, right? When was that from? The 80s. Hell, let's just say right here, 1980, right? That's about where I said the sweet spot was, which is about right there. 1980, and then, oh, look at that. Now, granted, up here, too, technically you could say this minimum wage was a sweet spot because of the purchasing power of the dollar right here. That's pretty fucking good. But that's a direct inverse correlation. This goes up, this goes down. So she wants to ruin the amount of money that you have. You can vote for her if you want to. It's a bad idea. She doesn't actually care about you. All this does is it helps the really rich out. It increases the disparity, the difference in the amount of money that the rich have and the poor have. The poor have less money, because the rich are going to invest that stuff in the markets, and their total amount is just going to keep on going up, up and up and up. And then, you know, you can also look at her Wall Street gambling. And it's not gambling. I mean, yeah, the bank shouldn't gamble with their money, but that's not what they were doing. I agree with this, but it's also not up to the government, because there's no such thing as too big to fail. It's just ridiculous. Postal banking? This doesn't even make sense. This isn't even a thing. It's just made up. I've never even heard what is postal banking. I could be wrong, but campaign for postal banking. Postal banking is simply the provision of low-cost, consumer-driven financial services via the postal service. Product service could range from check cashing to bill payment to savings accounts to small dollar loans. What does the postal service have to do with this? This is outrageous. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, this is even worse than I thought it was. This is trying to make a bank. That's unconstitutional. That's not going to work. Okay. That'll get slapped down. Alright. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about. It's stupid.